Hey everybody, it's Flat Earth Santa coming to you another week, another Wednesday, another what not, why not. That's right. And this week, it's something special. We've got not our regular panelists, we've got moderators. This is the Mod Show. That doesn't mean that we're from the UK and we're from the 50s and 60s. That's not an MAUDE. It is an MOD as in moderators. Hey, Skippin, how are you? And our first moderator, she moderates for Tammy at B&J Comics, a great moderator. Let's welcome in for the first time Kelly Waffalata Comics.
What's up?
Hey, everybody say hello. And we're going to also bring in the one, the only. You've seen him here before, but he's also a moderator on Skippin' Stones, on Jay Sless, on Surter Collectibles, on a number of different channels and streams. It's the Punisher Rider.
Hello, hello. The one and only baby Punisher Rider is here.
Yeah, and we may have a couple more coming in where they've got the link. So if they come in, we'll just add them as we see fit. But how is everybody doing out there? Everybody having fun?
Oh yeah, we're doing good, my friend. Ready for hey Skippin, send us Zilla a message. Tell him to get his ass on here.
Yeah, I emailed him the link. He's got the information.
It's all good. We'll
Okay.
get started.
Yep. So first thing we're going to do, as we do on every show, we're going to talk about the mover or this week's movers and shakers. And I've added a little bit more where I've looked at what the movers and shakers are of the week. And I put up 5 different comics.
Zilla says nope. Zilla's in the chat.
I emailed him. Nope. I emailed it to you.
Zilla's in the chat. He says.
Yeah.
Bring him
I
in.
emailed it. Send me the link and I will message it to him. All right.
Yeah, we need to get Zilla on here.
Yeah, exactly.
We're just gonna have a little bit of delay.
Yeah,
It's what us moderators got to get used to when the seller's not ready or the seller's.
Oh,
Yeah,
the seller did
exactly.
all this information already. Don't be even starting. Okay. Yeah, just let me send it to Skippin. Where are you? There you are.
Because I honestly think Zilla moderates almost as many shows as I do.
Yeah, probably.
And
Yeah,
I
he's
even
in
made him a
Rickers.
moderator in my show.
Yep. Okay, Skippin, you've got it. So anyways, this is the 5 that I saw. And of course, we were talking about it last week, whether it's Dork, whether it's York, whether it's who knows. But this thing is selling like hotcakes. This past weekend, I sold
So wild.
3. I sold 3, and they just went super quick. And I'm talking like 135 Canadian, so basically $100 US. Just
Is that what that's going for?
yeah, like I sold 3 of them. Like it is got it, and it went in the first 5 minutes.
I think that's higher, like went higher quicker than the Absolute Batman.
Yeah, it did. It absolutely did.
It just took right off.
Am I missing something?
I don't even know what it's about. I don't know. I've been watching the prices though.
Is it a movie? Is it a cartoon?
Nope.
Is it just who's the artist and the writer?
The artist and the writer are, hold on, I'm just pulling it up. Uh, I've got the details right here. Uh, the artist is Jean-Francois Ballot. Artist is Brett Bean. The writer is Brett Bean. The cover artist is Brett Bean.
Good
So
for Brad Dean.
You know
yeah,
what it sounds like? You know what it sounds like?
That sounds like a
This
lot of hype.
sounds like Talladega Nights. It sounds like the guy that came into France, dude, that came in.
yeah, basically. Um, it's really weird. It's something different. And what happened was uh, most stores didn't order it, right? So they came on. They're like, well, people started liking the thing. They're like, oh, this is a great story. It's great information. And they're short. It was a short run. People didn't order the thing, which is exactly what happened with Absolute Batman. So I don't know. As I said, I sold them within 5 minutes of the show opening. They went quicker than my Absolute Batmans.
I've seen people using them as wall books
Yep.
this
So
week. So, yeah. Because the first
yeah,
time I saw one, I was like, oh, that's what it is. I kept hearing it, but I was
yeah.
like,
The second one is Spider Verse or Edge of Spider Verse #2. The first appearance of Gwen Stacy. This is starting to spike because it was. Is it- I'll tell you the percentage of what spiked to. 150% increase of copies sold this week versus the previous after an article revealed that Spider Gwen and Spider Punk spin off projects are in the works and development at Sony, and it'll even spike more because there was a rumor that she's going to make a cameo in the upcoming Spider Man movie.
it's the
So,
Dazzler effect. It's the
yep,
Dazzler effect.
Yeah,
yep,
that one's always fluctuating, I feel like.
yeah. Of course, Alien Worlds, #2, the Dave Stevens. Why that one? Oh, here's Zilla. There we go. And bring
Welcome in,
in
my
Zilla.
friend.
Welcome in,
Welcome in,
Zilla.
dude.
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Yep.
we got you.
Cool.
So, Alien Worlds, Dave Stevens, that kind of goes. I know Skippins sold that a few times on her show. I've seen that go pretty decent. Um, that one's always, but it was, the reason was this week.
We're talking about the hot books.
Yeah, we're just talking about what 5 books that sellers can sort of, you know, have seen or anything that they've seen in the past week. This is a 333% increase, so this is crazy. Um, it's absolutely crazy. Obviously, Spider-Man Noir because of the Nicolas Cage movie coming up, and of course, Masters of the Universe. These are the books that pretty much I've seen going, so I made a little thing. Um, has anyone else seen anything that has been out there?
Master Universe. I can tell you, as a big Mo2 collector myself, I have been in some shows where people have been running these, and these books have been going for insane prices.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh, we
it's going
lost
to be
Zola.
this way all the way now through July or even past.
Yeah, well I can say um I sold my I'll wait till he hides his camera first before I get Adam in. Um, yeah, I sold the 47, the DC Presents 47, the first appearance this weekend, and it sold well. So yeah, it's going to. Waffle, you seen anything special that's coming
There's
up?
God of War.
Oh
They've
yeah,
announced something for Netflix, so God of War is really taking off.
yes, I got asked about that this weekend, and I saw it. Yeah.
That's a good
You know
game.
what I've been seeing? Westerns. a lot of people and some of the shows I've been into are going crazy over westerns.
Yeah.
And I actually picked one up myself. I picked up a number one, 4-color, 10, whatever. And I was like, I got it for a good price. And I'm like, okay, might as well jump on it. It's a number one first appearance. So, but I've been seeing westerns go a little nutty too.
Well, a lot of people were speculating that westerns and war books were going to be this year's bronze horror, like bronze horror was last year. So who knows? It very well could be. Zilla, what are you
Personally, I
seeing that's out
collect
there? Oh,
westerns.
sorry.
I love westerns.
Bleeding Hearts from last week came out. That's been really big. This week, the big one is White Sky. If you
Yeah.
can go to your LCS right now and get a $5 White Sky, I would do it because they're already on eBay for $40 and $50. It's a image book. It's kind of like a Last of Us, but it's set in the world that the survivors are in. The world is contains ghosts, so they're trying to survive this ghost world. Anyway, it's the big book of the week, and I would definitely check that out if you still have a chance to get one.
Yeah. Cool. And yeah, so if you've got one, go pick it up, obviously, and sell it to your customers. If you can get a few, even better. Okay, so we'll go into the first topic. The very first topic this week is how did you like? Why have I got how to start networking? That's not it. My God. What makes a good mod? What as you're a mod, what makes you better than every other mod that's out? Like, what do you bring that's that you like to see in other mods? We'll start with Kelly. Kelly?
I don't think it's that I try to be, I'd say the best. I just try to engage with the chat and
Oh,
make sure they know whatever the
okay.
seller needs me to let them know, whether it's what we're running or what's on sale or their other platforms that they stream on.
Okay. Zilla, what makes you, since you're a mod in so many, you're obviously doing it right. So, what makes you a good mod, or what makes a person a good mod? Oh,
I'm back.
yeah. Okay. This is going to go crazy because Punisher's going to get kicked off here in a second, too. Yep. Knew that was happening. This StreamYard is going goofy. Anyways, what makes you? It's when you use a phone with this thing. It's a nightmare. On it's a
Were
nightmare.
you guys able to hear
Using.
my White
No,
Sky comments?
no. We heard the
I
white
can't
sky
hear you.
comments.
Sorry.
Um. Uh, Punisher, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Every time somebody pops in and pops out, I have to
Yeah,
go back out of the app and come back in because I
which is the
lose my
same
sound.
which is the same problem as Zilla.
Oh, so each one of us keeps coming back in and we can't hear anything.
Yeah, correct. I'm wondering if I keep you both backstage and then I bring you in. So pop back out, and I'm going to bring you both in at the same time.
Just pop out of the whole thing.
Yeah. Just pop out and come back in. Okay, Zilla, I'm going to bring you in as soon as Punisher comes in. This is what I'm guessing they both are using iPhones.
I'm using an iPhone.
Are you?
I'm using iPhone.
Okay.
I'm using an iPhone.
Okay. Can everybody hear everybody now?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, because that
That's
for some reason our iPhones, it kicks us when one person goes in or comes out. You can't. It takes our sound away.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what was happening.
Okay.
Well,
Uh,
we're rocking and rolling now.
yeah,
Go
we're
back to
going.
Zilla.
Yes,
So
Zilla.
did you guys hear my comments about the white sky?
Yes, yes, we did.
Yes.
Okay, great.
So what the question is, what makes, because you're in tons of things, you're obviously doing things right. What makes you a good mod, or what makes any person a good mod?
Well, I can only speak for myself, and my ultimate goal is to basically allow the host to focus on selling. And I do that by trying to take all the other responsibilities away from them. So I like to, manage the chat, promoting shows, communicating important show information, try to create positive vibes. But I would say there's really two skills that you need to be a good mod or an effective mod. One is you have to have adaptability. Different sellers, different rooms. Each seller needs help in different areas. How I moderate Skipping Stones is not how I moderate Soda Pop, is not how I moderate Soda is not how I moderate Jay Celeste. And then you also have to be adaptable to, things that happen in the room in real time. You also have to be able to more than one mod in the room, together with that mod, share responsibilities. So I would say adaptability really is number one. Number two is you have to be number two may actually be number one, multitasking. I'm monitoring chat behavior, removing and blocking bad actors, promoting future shows and other sellers, welcoming first-time buyers, giveaway winners, providing book information, creating a positive feel in the chat, keeping the seller focused and on track, ensuring chat questions or concerns are addressed either by me or by the seller. And Skipping Stones situation, making sure stickers numbers match the auction number, which is a really big one. So, those are some of the tasks that I do, but I really think that adaptability, being able to adapt to, each seller's different style and each room's different feel. And then you really have to be a multitasker. And that's what I feel makes a good mod. And then, like I said, just creating the overall good vibes.
Awesome. We're going to go to Punisher. Punisher, you moderate in enough rooms.
Yeah,
What makes you in your head? Because let's face it, in your own head, you're amazing. So
well, it is what it is. Um, I can't really say I have never seen Kelly mod, but I'm gonna speak for Zilla first. Zilla is an amazing mod. He gets the book numbers up, and I know what Zilla's favorite word is. It starts with a P,
Yeah.
but I can tell you it depends on the room. It really depends on the room. I am a lot like Zilla. Zilla does book numbers, everything. If when I, for example, when I'm in Surtur's room, I know whose exclusive it is and stuff like that because I've been modding for Surtur for well over almost 3 years, and I was Surtur's only mod. I also uh, do for Miss Surtur, you name it, Big Decks. I'm the only mod for Deviant Nation. I'm the only mod for Geezer Comics. There's just a lot. I moderate in a lot of other streams. I also moderate for Soda Pop, JSLS, all those guys. Me and Zilla tag team with some other mods, but me and Zilla are in a lot of rooms together moderating. We play off each other. We have like a little inside jokes that we can do, but it's right. I mean, it depends. You've got to be adaptable. You've got to be the knowledge. You try to answer questions, um, especially when people ask different questions in deviants or asserters or stuff like that. People are asking how to get signatures, and I like using over to the shop and using the finger to point where it's at. One mistake mods make, and I've seen it with a lot of mods, is the announce button. In the announce button, there's only so many characters you can use. And if you use too many characters, that means somebody has to tap on that part of the announce. The announce is the square block at the bottom, and they have to wait till that announcement gets out of the block before somebody can see the entire message. So, one thing people should do as mods is to learn the character count and to have it where it's just a small phrase in there.
Yep.
And if you want to put something bigger in, put it into the regular chat. For example, follows and all that stuff. It's also important to make sure a lot of times sellers miss raiders because the raid comes in, there's 75 people, 30 people, 20 people that come in. It shifts all the way up to the top. All those new names come in, and it's just about paying attention. And you want to buy, making sure you check the solds and make sure there's no payments pending.
Yep.
But you want to make sure that that rate gets recognized. You want to start the thank yous. Um, it's basically to inform the seller, especially if it's an individual seller and they don't have a team. They may not have that set of eyes. So you are that set of eyes. You are also the person, like Zilla said, and we have both done it. You got these people that come into these streams, and especially female streams. They come in and they act stupid and act out of line. Listen, I can tell you right now, when me and Flat Earth get in the stream, there's middle fingers coming. When we're in Soda Pop, we're in all those different streams. We have emojis, we have funny things we do. The say hi to each other. But there are people that come in that cross the line that are not part of the family, not known, and they are just time to go. Or if you start saying stupid shit or start just being dumb, your ass is gone. You're not worth it. So,
To add on to Punisher's point about the announcement button, I am almost always on my laptop, and I had no idea that my announcements were only showing like the first few words. On what I finally had I had it up on my phone and my computer, and I was like, oh my god, that message is too long. So he's absolutely right. You have to make sure that those announcements are short and concise, and because they won't see the message. So that was a great point, Punisher.
thanks.
Yeah, well, it's
Oh, let me add something to that. You've got to be trusted at the as the mod, because I can tell you, I have in somebody that is a big seller on Friday night that sells $50,000 worth of books before he became as big as he is. He had people that he modded, and it happened to me personally. Somebody I seemed to piss off and had an issue with me. I was in buying books in his show, and this person decided to remove me from the show. So I contacted that individual of the show and told him what, and he was like, "What the fuck? Are you serious?" And I go, "Yeah." During the middle of his show, he goes, and he couldn't get me back in, of course, because once you're banned from a show. So if you have some mod that's trying to get a buyer's givey or just has personal issues with people or something like that, that's not a good mod. That's not a good mod. They you've got to trust them, because they could bring headaches to your show and problems that you don't want.
yeah, and you don't as a host, you can't see that. You can't see what, who got banned or whatever.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah, we make it. Trust me, between me and Zilla, we make it. We announce if they're getting banned. I mean,
I
I mess with people flat. You know that.
Yeah,
I have threatened to ban you numerous times, but you know I wouldn't do it.
of course.
But
Uh,
that's us playing around.
I mean, I always give at least a fair warning, like, hey, dude, you're about to get blocked if you don't chill. If they don't chill, next message, they're out, you know.
Because most of them
You
don't
can't really
stop. They
play
want to get
around
the
with it.
last word.
Yeah.
I think getting banned is some people's actual goal.
Sometimes,
Probably.
yeah. And it's not like they. I guarantee you, if they're trolling like that, they probably got like 3, 4 accounts that they're just popping back in
Yeah,
anyway. So
just keep on trolling.
yeah,
Just
but
go back to the adaptability real quick. Like when I'm in Skipping Stone's room, she doesn't know a whole lot about the books. So I actually try to provide that knowledge out to the chat so that they have more information on what they're purchasing. But like when I'm moderating Soda Pop, he's got all the information. He's telling you all about the books. So when I'm in his show, I'm pretty much just promoting future shows, trying to direct questions back to the host or whatever, you know, important stuff. But you know, I'm not doing as much on Soda Pop that I'm doing on Skip. And the same for Jay Celeste. He's describing the whole book. He's taking care of that whole function for me. So going back to the adaptability, you know, some hosts really don't need much support, and some need more than others. You know.
yeah, and then you've got the wild card mod like me that just makes stupid ass comments, um, and keeps telling people stop modding me.
You're there for the red chats.
You just
Uh,
tell them that
There
every.
are some shows you work harder in. There's 100%. Like Zilla was basically explaining, there are some shows where you are working, doing a lot of different things. Being a mod is not a one direction kind of thing. You have to do different things for different shows based on different way it is. So you might see, well, one of my key things is welcome to whatever name show it is, but I do different stuff in Surtur Show, different stuff in Deviants, different stuff in Criticals, different. It depends what it is.
Yeah.
And a lot of those people have new books newer, and I've got to kind of know what it is and what's going on, and where you and Zilla have much better knowledge about general books and all the other books. When it comes to, I guess, the lady books is more not where my knowledge base is, like it's a new drop or where it came from and what's inside of it and all that stuff.
yeah, mine's more the real rare stuff. That's probably where my best knowledge comes in. Uh, is the real rare stuff, as in which ones have pizzazzes, which ones have tattoos, which ones have this, which ones have that. Rare books, what's the print run on this thing, type deal. It's good on some shows. On most shows, that's why I said I've been in mods on lots of shows. I just said don't because I I'm I'm a I'm a jackass. I love just trolling people. I love just having fun. Um,
Well, every
so
time I've ever seen you say "Don't mod me," they mod you.
and I wish they I wish they
Yeah,
wouldn't.
that's the punchline right there.
Yeah, because like seriously, I'm not trying to bring bad karma to a stream or whatever. I'm just having fun.
I can't
Uh,
speak for Kelly, but I can tell you that me and Zilla is not just stream modding in one show at one time.
Oh yeah.
I there are times that we're modding in 3 and 4 shows at a time where we're bouncing back and forth between multiple shows and modding.
I've never done that, but I mod for B&J Comics, but I also mod for On and Pop Popcorn, which is more being attentive to the chat and helping them know what to run and when to run it, rather than knowing information about the products.
On Sundays, I start at whenever Soder starts, usually around 1 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. That rolls right into my local comic shop stream, which I mod for at 5 o'clock, which rolls right into Skipping Stones at 7 o'clock. So there's been times where I've modded from 1 p.m. in the afternoon all the way until 3 a.m. the next morning. And I can tell you that that is a grind. And a lot of those shows overlap. So then I'm doing double duty. Luckily on Skipping show, we have like 4 mods. So, I get a lot of help on that show, but yeah, it can be a lot. for sure. And that's, one of the things, one of the items I have, and how the sellers can help us. That's one of my topic items.
And then you helped me Saturday. I had a show Saturday. Got done. My show was help modding in JSLS and Certers. Then from there, it's another geezers. And then from geezers, I grab a bite to eat, and then it's Deviant Nation till midnight. And then after midnight, it gets into critical. It is a grind. It's all day.
Yeah,
And skipping, you're not putting extra work on us.
absolutely not. Nope. I'm
Maybe
odd.
on Zilla, not on me.
No, I'm odd because I like modding. So, I just love to do it. I learned so much. I get a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? I feel like a sense of accomplishment from doing it. So I enjoy it.
Nice. Cool. So we're going to move into the next topic, which is things sellers can do to help you help them. This is sort of a, hey guys, we've been helping you so long. What is it that we are what this is the stuff that we want you to do to make our lives just a little bit easier and while we're helping you. So again, I'm going to go counterclockwise. Punisher.
First and foremost, pay attention to the screen.
That was my number one.
We are going to send the stuff in yellow. We are going to send the stuff in red because we're trying to get your attention, because there's something we need you to know and something that needs to happen. Um, that's the key thing any buyer that has mods needs to know. And if we've got to repeat ourselves 4 or 5 times, that's no big deal, but we're trying to get your attention. So organization for a seller, even when we had regular shows, is key. Organization, it is very easy to get distracted, to get involved in things when you're running shows. It's just pretty much that. And if there's something you need us to do, just let us know. We try to, if the more experienced mods, the more you do it, the more you're in a show, more you kind of already know where the seller's going. You kind of like already know what they're going to do before they do it. And that just comes with time, just like being a seller. It takes a skill to be a good mod. It you basically just got to have your head on a swivel, and you've got to pay attention. You do. I mean, you've got the chat, you've got announcements, you have anything that the seller might make a mistake or need your attention. You've got to check the solds. You got to see, they might want to know if there's any books. Just tons of stuff that you actually do that a lot of people don't realize what we do. And I can just speak for Surtur and Deviant Nation and Skippin'. They have truly praised their mods, and I can tell you, Surtur, I've been there from the beginning. Skippin', I know how much she adores her mods and treats us wonderfully. And Deviant didn't even realize that they needed a mod until I modded for them. They asked me if I would. I did it, and they said they didn't know how they ran their shows without me. So you are that important.
I think that is actually a really good point. There's some shows that should have mods that don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in a show last night with a guy, and he's all by himself. He's running around trying to grab books out of the boxes, coming back, running them, go get another book, running them. And I'd been on about 4 or 5 of his shows. And then last night, I just took it upon myself to just start modding. And he was like, "Oh my God, such a help. You're such a help. Oh my God. Oh my God." And I was like, "Well, dude, this is what I do." I'm like, "I'm a mod, and he's like, "Oh, I didn't know that." And I think I'm going to convince him to get a mod. But yeah, he didn't realize how much he needed one until I started doing it for him.
Well, again, in Kelly's stream, I know I'm helping Tammy, not as a mod, but as something, um, which you guys as mods probably, like Punisher and Zilla probably haven't seen, because most of your shows are auction based. But um, B&J is more a claim style, and they're getting questions and requests all the time.
Right.
So we're developing a nice little tool that's going to be where the mods all have access, as well as the host, that they can put in the questions and they can see it, cross it off when it's done, so that you don't have to go searching back in the chat 10 minutes for a question that got answered, that because you're so busy, it's already in there. Your mods can add it. They can and the host can see it and check it off when it's done and say, all right, well, let's go to the next one, sort of thing, right?
That would be beautiful.
So yeah, well, again, I'm developing, and but there's a little workaround that I've got right now that works. But Kelly, what would you like to see from the sellers that you mod for? What would you like to see from them that would help you help them?
I think just really paying attention to the screen when they can, especially when we do make it red or make an announcement. Also making sure they tell us any changes that they've made to their own business, communicating certain sales or new items that we may have not been there at certain streams to see. That's really all.
Okay, so basically you're saying something like a
Communication is the most important thing. You just really need to make sure you're communicating with your mods what you need from them, and
okay,
communication goes a long way.
nice, very nice. All right. Um, those are the anybody else have anything that that sellers can do? Because I have to say that
I think all of our number ones are pay attention to the chat. There's no doubt about that.
yep.
Ask for help. The seller needs to ask for help, especially if they're feeling overwhelmed. Usually we're pretty good at anticipating that, but if you feel overwhelmed, please ask us. And the other thing I would just say is keep things moving. Everybody's time is valuable. The people that are there to buy books, their time is valuable. The mod's time is valuable. The host's time is valuable. So try not to get bogged down. Just keep things moving. And that's it for me.
I want to add something.
Sure.
There are cases where sellers are over modding people, and they're modding too many people because one reason or another, those mods are not really helping you. They're not doing anything. They just have a mod tag on them. And I see it over and over again. They're just modding everybody and anybody, and I just think that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, because those messages from the non-mods that are modded are now being viewed as mod messages, and they're watering down the importance of the actual mod messages.
Yep. I'm going to add one that I think all sellers should get used to. I don't know how much you guys use it, but the hide feature, where I don't know how many times I've done a hide or a thing for mods and hosts, and then they read it out loud, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, I've never used the hide feature. Is that just a private message between me and the host?
Yes. Yeah. What happens
I
is
use that a lot.
it's in a dashed outline. So when it pops up, it's in a dashed outline of the word bubble. So it distinguishes from a regular message.
Okay.
But most people, but sellers should learn what that is and know not to say that out loud sometimes.
Good to know. On Skip and Stone, we just use the P word as our safe word. But
slow mode. Got to put it in slow mode 15 seconds.
Yep.
It helps. tremendously.
One thing that I would say, I saw it again and I see it quite a bit. I won't say who, but don't ask the question of a chat for a yes and no question, or that is three questions. Don't compound a question. Do it with when you're asking for yes and no. So when you get an answer back from your chat, it makes it very tough to know which question they were answering yes or no from.
Yeah, good point.
One thing is when you're answering, somebody asks question in the chat, tag them back with the answer. That if
Yes,
you're new to
tag.
modding, tag them so they know that you're responding to them.
I'm really bad about that.
Yeah,
I
me
know,
too.
but it's just one of those things like who are they responding to? How do you know they're really paying attention? But if they see their name tagged, I get a lot of that back and forth. You got some people that just won't respond to you and just will keep asking the same question over and over again until the seller responds. So it's there's a lot of multifaceted things when it comes to this and getting a response. But I've had a lot of people, like if the seller's not getting something in a certain stream that I'm getting, and I remind them, hey, get this, we got you. You know what I mean? Like me and Serter work very, very close together, and I can do more stuff in Serter stream based on my knowledge. I can text Serter, text right away, and say, hey, get this done. You know what I mean? So if they're not paying attention or something's missed, I can get their attention right away that way. It's not a bad idea either if you can get a phone number of the person that you are modding for.
Mhm.
Also, I mean, that's also, especially if it's a two-person stream and you know that they're using one number and the other, you could shoot them a text and tell them, hey, this needs to be done, or hey, run this or whatever. So it's another way to mod without modding on screen.
Yep. And for sellers, it's cheap, especially if you're invest in invest in your company. Spend that little bit and get yourself a monitor. Uh, Turn it sideways, and again with the tools I'll be doing, it'll just be the chat when it's nice and big, and it's even bigger than a tablet. It's nice and big. You can see it. We're talking about paying attention. Invest in yourself, invest in your company, and make it quicker. Um, but other than that, we've got uh, the next topic, and that's why do you mod? And I'm going to start with Zilla.
Sure. Well, my first modding role came with Skipping Stones. I'm actually fairly new to Whatnot. I only started Whatnot last March. I had always gone to local shops for my books, and then I got turned on to Whatnot. Anyway, I was new to Whatnot, and on Skippin's second ever stream, I just randomly joined her show. And what I saw was a very nice person, a new seller who didn't know a lot about the books that she was selling. She was running, sometimes she would run big books on 5-second sudden death, costing herself a lot of money. She was struggling to keep things moving by trying to accommodate every question from every chat. Sometimes that would bog down the pace of the show. And in some cases, I saw that chat was trying to bully and push her around. She was new. Like I said, she didn't really know. So it was just in my nature to just kind of step in and help this person. So I just took it upon myself to start modding without being asked. I just went for it. I'd seen what other mods do, and I just started doing it for her. And then, like within a couple weeks, she made me her mod, and we've both been learning and improving as we go. But to answer the question, I mod because I like comics, I like people, I like helping others. I do feel a sense of accomplishment that I contributed to a good show. And the best part is I've made friends with people that I've never seen or met in person. and that makes me feel good. And shout out to Skipping Stones. I love you. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity.
Matt, we're going to deal with your question as soon as we're done with this one. Waffle, why do you mod?
I feel like it gives me something to do while I was just going on Whatnot to purchase things, it was giving me something more to do to stay attentive on the app. But then it developed into personable relationships and wanting to help the sellers that I mod for. We've become more like family rather than just random strangers on the internet. But I also like to educate people. Like if I don't know a lot about every comic, but if I do know something, I want to share and I want to help somebody learn. Um, I'm really big on that, even in my everyday life, is just educating people and being there to give value to whatever they need.
Nice. Helping out people, great thing. Punisher, why do you mod?
Do you want the honest answer or you want the Punisher Rider answer?
Well, I don't know. It's
Punisher,
chat.
Punisher.
Well, there you go. There's your answer.
He does it for the free merch.
It's because I'm Punisher Rider. That's the simplest answer I can give. Um, I I do it honestly to help people I have connections with. I have made a lot of amazing connections in this community, and this community has been absolutely amazing. Whether it was during my heart attack, that people in this community actually cared more than people that know me have known me for 20 years. Um, Checked on me every day. This community also, I can tell you, I'll just give stories. Um, I was one of the first people in Skip and Stone's room. I was one of the early people, and she had she had a purple dinosaur in the back that I was like, oh my god. But I saw the same thing Zilla did, and I saw people asking for like Hulk 181, and people are waiting for Amazing Fantasy 15, and just being ridiculous, trying to get it for pennies on the dollar. Which, hey, and I sent a personal message to her. Didn't know her. I sent a personal message to her. I said, hey, as much as I would personally basically love these items, I don't want to see you taken advantage of.
Yep.
And I reached out to her, and then our friendship has grown, and Skipping's fantastic. Surtur, where it started, I'm not going to go into actual details of everything. People that know. And me and Surtur, when we got together, did our first exclusive together, and I became his mod, and the rest has been history with that. And then Miss Surtur started selling, and of course, I've been modding. I told the Deviant Nation story. Geezer, I met Geezer Comics of Baltimore. I known Geezer, and Geezer can call me on the phone. We talk for hours, and he trusts me. He tells me things he doesn't want me to mention. I don't mention it, and he knows he can trust me. That's why he allows me to mod for him. Big Dex, met him at Heroes Con, and hit it off with Big Dex, and we do that. Jojo, and Joey. I met Joey and Jojo. I think I met Joey first, and then I met Jojo, and became close with them. Same with Queen Riza, his sister, and the story just keeps going, and you build this trust. And Soder Pop, and then JS Less, we created the NWO, and that's been a ongoing thing. And it's just different family members, different grow. If I go into Sir Jesus, if I go into you name it, Critical Hits, another person that was added on to our family, and this community keeps growing and growing, and you're known. And if people see a Zilla or a Kelly or a Punisher rider modding for all these shows, they're going to be like, hey, I want them for my mod too. You know what I mean? Because they see you doing all this work. So it just keeps growing over and over again. And where I said earlier, where me and Zilla are doing 2, 3, 4 shows, possibly at sometimes at the same time, it just keeps growing. And, we do our best to try to be in as many shows as we can. But the reason why I do it, I do it. I am a seller, and I only sell once a month, and I do exclusives. Uh, I can get my stuff out there. I can keep myself relevant in the selling community, and I can do it just like I come on here every Wednesday and help people. I can tell you right now, we have had 10 brand new whatnot sellers just in my office alone that have started selling, and the first thing I tell them is to watch What Not Why Not and learn something. And they come up and they come to me all the time asking for my assistance. So I also do it to help. It's not just helping modding, it's also to help this community keep growing, make our family bigger, and or the skipping tribe, as she calls it. And it keeps growing, and these people have been amazing. And I tell you, when you need somebody to lean on or something bad happens to you, these people will be here for you. And some of them you may have never met before. They are truly care about you, and which is absolutely amazing.
100%.
Yeah, the
Um,
community goes a long way for sure.
I don't know. Maybe you're some of the others, not you though. Like I don't like you, Mr. Punisher.
The funny thing for me is like I said,
I'm joking.
I didn't start Whatnot until last March. My very first show that I ever entered was the J Celeste show, and from that point on, I just was hooked. He's the best. From Jay Celeste, because of the community, I went, over to Richard Soder. Soder and Jay Celeste were like the first 2 shows that I were ever in. And so that was such a great first experience, you know. And then, obviously meeting Skipping Stones, in the June, July timeframe. I don't think I could have landed in a better spot as far as, the sellers that I was exposed to. So thank you to all 3 of you.
So let's go with the question that Matt G had. If it's so much work involved and you're not a seller yourself and getting exposure, what's the point of moderating and dedicating all the time?
Well, for
I
me, go ahead,
oh,
Kelly. Sorry, go ahead.
I wasn't always a seller, but like I said, I didn't do it for like I did it for myself to help people. I want to be there. I don't need anything from I don't need you to give me an extra discount. I don't need you to send me free merch. Like that's not why I'm doing it. I don't need that stuff. So it's really just to be there for the people in the community.
Okay.
Yeah, the same here for me. The relationships I've built, like I said, I'll just go into shows and just start modding. They won't even mod me. I'll just start doing it to help. And I think that's just in my nature. I want to help people. And I found that by doing that, I've built some great relationships. So, I don't want anything. I really like doing it, especially this time in my life. I was, laid off a couple months ago and I got lots of free time. So this kind of gives me something to do and a sense of purpose while I'm looking for a job. So,
And I'm already
Huh?
gonna be on the app, so why not just add some extra value to it?
yep.
Okay. Punisher.
The people that we have made this family with, the relationships we have created, we're all a team. We all, the stuff that me and you have done, Flat, and the things we have done together and learned, and in the future, and me and Surtur and Deviant and Hole in One and uh Geezer and Jaceless and Richard Soder, I mean, you go into Soders or JSLS, you're going to hear the NWO. You're going to hear something that we created. You're going to see the promotion. You're going to see that with Joey or JoJo. You're going to see it with all them. It's kind of like I said before in a regular stream. It's kind of like a clique, but we're like our own family clique where we grow. And, you know, everybody has their own things. If I go into a stream and see somebody, it it makes you recognizable on the app also. People know you by that. So that means they're happy when you're in their stream. People that follow the mods also follow where they're going in the sellers. There's just so much included into it. And like Kelly and Zilla said, they're already on the app. And if you're in a stream that you enjoy, Skipping, Surters, J Sless, Deviants, you can be there and help them, they remember that. And I can tell you, I don't ask for anything, and I know that at times they've asked me if I've wanted stuff. You know, I am so appreciative when they show me the love or anything, or they do something special for me. I don't expect it though, and you shouldn't expect it as a mod. Okay, you don't have to mod, you don't have to be there, and you shouldn't really expect anything. But the sellers that do mod you and everything else, they do show the love because they know how important you are to them and how much you do help them. And we have seen the love, we have felt the love. Um, there's just one of those things that I believe it depends what kind of person you are. Do you want to be that kind of person that wants to be there to help you grow? Or do you want to be that person to help us all grow? That's why this show was not around when a lot of us started, and it could have helped a lot of us in the beginning. Not
Yep.
everybody has been as fortunate as I've been. Okay. I I have never had a bad show. And that's not bragging, that I've never had a bad show, but I can tell you if I had this show, what not, why not, it would have been even better. And that's why I want to take the things that I have learned and help pass them on to others to make them successful. Because as we all grow, I want us all to be here and I want us all to be successful, whether that's me selling, me creating, or me modding. Anything I can do to help you helps all of us.
Absolutely. I mean, just think about it this way. If we can help everybody just get better, it lifts that the right the what's the old adage? Um, uh, Whatever rises all ships. It makes sense. And when there's ones that are toxic, that are problematic, it causes problems for us all. So the better, and it doesn't mean go in and be like, hey, attack them. They're no, it means show them the better way to do it, or show them a an alternate way to do it that might work for them. To say, hey, you'll be more successful. You'll be whatever if you're, if you're not as toxic, or if you're not as whatever, and it just benefits the whole community. Everybody helping everybody works. It just does. I may joke around, and I bust everybody and I troll, but truthfully, I want to see everybody succeed. I really do.
But that's the character of you've created, just like the character that Punisher Rider is. I know me and you have talked almost daily. And when we get into shows, we get like into character basically. And when people see us, that's who they expect from us. That character basically. And it's no different than like say wrestling and The Rock shows up or Stone Cold shows up or The Undertaker shows up. They don't want to see Dwayne Johnson. They want to see The Rock. They want it's parallels right to that. And the thing, you be shocked of how close this community is compared to possibly people you have known in your own family. It is, these people actually care about each other. And it this community has been one of the most amazing things that has happened in the last 20 years. It really has. You know, whatnot comes, goes, sellers come and go, blah, blah, blah. But I can tell you right now, when one of us are down, there's a group of us that will always be there for you and you can always lean on. Whether it's a mod, a friend, a, another seller, something. And this thing, you know, just take care of each other. That's what it's about.
Yep. Uh, well, a couple things that for modding. Um, what are some cool tools? This may be a little bit, maybe not so much for the community, but to help out the community. Um, what would you like to see that either Whatnot would do or someone else? If Whatnot's listening, hopefully they are. What can they do to help out you as a mod? Features that you'd like to see, or someone else would, if they add something. Anyone can answer.
I've brought this up in a previous show, but it would be great if there was a way for us as a mod, when a book comes up, to be able to find that book with, basic, key collector information, or, just whatever the date, the issue number, and just be able to like click on it, find it, click on it, and then it just kind of appears. Because right now what I'm having to do is, I'll go to key collector, the seller will bring the book out. I got to figure out what title it is, what number it is. Then I go in a key collector. I try to find key information so I can provide that to the chat. If there was a way for me built into Whatnot, just for me to click on the book and all that came up, that would save me so much time.
Okay. Not sure that would be a Whatnot thing, but I definitely, we should talk. There's stuff that I'm doing for that specifically that could be, it's more for the seller, but I guess it could be for a mod as well, partially for it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Punisher.
I think a couple additional features. I think you should be able to give the mod an option to do a poll. I think that you should also give the mod an option to set up the raid. Because I know a lot of sellers are looking around for people, and they're a lot of times the sellers are asking the mods who they should raid. Because they may not want to. We can jump back and forth to see who's on a little bit quicker, possibly because we're not worried about selling books or anything like that. Um, there, I think there should be a different thing that we don't have to use the P word to get a red chat. I
Yeah,
think
that's my thing.
I think there should be something that should be like a flash of the screen or something similar to that, that if we need to get the seller's attention, something totally different happens, that we can make them aware quicker and quicker and faster and more accurate to get that information to them so they see it. I also think with raids are absolutely amazing, and the bigger the raid, it's amazing when they come in your room, but just a different way to like pop up where we can hit raid by this. You know what I mean? Like it's a quick, we just got raided. There's like a quick button, just got raided by something in that realm that we could promote that person easier. Make the announce section bigger, that like if we want to put in a full thing that we can do in the regular chat, that would be great. Um, things just things like that. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of other items that we would like to do. Um, I think there could be like a warning button when you're getting ready to get banned. For example, like instead of telling them in the chat and the first this is your first warning or this what are you doing basically, that basically alerts them, it like pauses them for a minute and basically alerts you you've been warned or something like that. I think that would be helpful.
Yep, lock. I agree. A pin command. That is kind of what an announce is, except it's not for very long. But I don't know if you know this, and I don't. I'm assuming the mods probably do. But if you make an announcement and you walk away and it goes away, if you actually leave the chat or leave the chat and come back in, or when Whatnot does that feature where your session expires and you actually see yourself join again, even though you're still there, your announce comes back up.
Yeah, I noticed that. Along those announcements, along the lines of announcements, right now I have like a, like just a notepad or whatever on my PC for, basic announcements, bookmark future shows, whatever all the different announcements are, check the auction list, make pre bids, whatever. I got to click into my text pad or, whatever, copy it, paste it into the thing. If that was built into the Whatnot, that would be kind of cool. So you didn't have to leave Whatnot. Just like a text pad of like different announcements that you can copy and paste in. Or maybe even some prefabricated ones.
Okay.
I think Whatnot could develop their chat a little more for sure.
Yeah, I totally agree. Zilla, what I use for stuff like that, now again, I'm a little more technical than most, and it's expensive. Well, it's not super expensive, but I use Stream Decks, the actual device, so you can pre-code in a bunch of things to type, and all you do is press one button. That's it. Right? You can have them preset on your Stream Deck to say, okay, well, this is my announcement for this. This is my announcement for this. And you don't have to type it out every time. You just hit one button. It's there.
Yeah, because what I find is like, I'll type one announcement, I'll copy and paste it so that I can repeat it. But then whenever I make a second announcement that has something else, then I have to go back to my previous one and possibly retype it again. So yeah, if you could just have them all there, that would be awesome.
To piggyback off that, if you are doing that in the chat and you hit that little arrow that pops up and you hit the tabs, you can hit mod and then you can see everything you.
Yep, correct.
Posted.
Oh, what? What was that?
When you're in the chat on Whatnot, a little arrow pops up at the top. If you hit that arrow, it expands the chat, and then it says like questions, mod.
Yeah, it's like tabs up top. There's pre bids and
but I've never clicked on the mod one. So that has all the mod comments in there.
Yep, and then you can just copy anything you posted from right there.
Okay, that's what I'm. Great. So I learned something. There you go.
Or another one is I can't remember the program, but it keeps like your last 50 things that you copied and paste in a copy and paste, and you can, so when you hit Control V, it pops up and you can pick which one you want. So it's like a Windows app that sits in between your regular copy and paste and thing. So I think it's free too. So like there's stuff like that as well.
Okay, cool.
I think Whatnot could also, like, if the seller's like, if I'm modding in somebody's show, they could be like, Kelly, could you run this book for me from the Buy It Now? Because you can't run anything or run a giveaway for them or anything, like help them in that aspect.
I agree, but there gets into some legal issues when you do that.
Because ultimately it's on the sellers.
Right.
I get
That
it,
makes
and
sense.
I'm with you. But at some point, there's going to be, as well as I do, at some point somebody's going to run
Yeah.
something, and and it's not going to. But either way, yeah. Well, one another question that I'd like to sort of tackle. Oh, actually, we might have a question here. Um, you can use notes feature in the iPhone to copy and paste and toggle between the windows. Yeah, correct.
And one thing with that flat, if for example, if we had the option to go ahead and run that book and whatnots on us and runs
Mhm.
that $50 book and automatically starts it for $1 for some weird reason, then who's responsible?
Yeah,
Y-
exactly.
You're going to blame the mod and just say it just causes unnecessary. Unfortunately, I mean, I definitely see where you're coming from. I think maybe a giveaway, maybe, but as
Yeah.
of running books, that's got to be 100% on the sellers.
Yeah, I'm surprised they even had the raid feature, but I'm assuming I haven't tried it as a mod. To do the raid, I assume it requires the host to validate it, where you can't just raid anybody. It is a feature for a mod, but um,
I haven't seen it yet, and I'm all over the place with
I
it.
haven't seen that either.
you can do it. Type
Maybe
slash
it's
raid.
from the computer. See, that's the difference. I mod strictly from my phone. So
Uh,
when I copy and paste something, like if I'm promoting the Vixens, for example, I have to write it all out, then copy it, and then paste it every so often. And then about 30, 45 minutes in the show, I got to go back up to the thing and find it, copy it again, and paste it again because it won't allow me to keep pasting.
right. Well, that's what Kelly was saying is the fact of you can go into your mod thing, copy and paste it from there. So it's a little easier. And as Matt G was talking about, you can use uh, you can toggle in and out between the notes feature and copy and paste. Things that you've done. But one thing that a question that I've got is what advice would you give somebody that might want to be a mod? What is the best advice you can give them as a new mod? Um, you know, why should they do it? Why, what are you in for?
I'm going to start this one if that's okay with you
Yep.
guys, since I'm probably the senior mod on here. Watch the mods that are on this show right now and watch what they do. Watch Spellers and Zilla and Tawny and Kelly, myself. Um, Watch what they do and learn from them. It's just like learning in a show and reading this stuff. It just watch, learn how they do, see how they interact with people, see what they, and just don't watch them in one show. If you're another show, see them, see how they change up and do things. And you will actually see like the Rasta Bobs, the Lunacies, I can name them. And they're amazing, amazing mods. And I'm sure I'm missing quite a few of them right off the top of my head, but they know what they're doing. They're informative. They tell you what's going on. They welcome people in. They notice what's going on. So that's what I would say. If you want to become a mod, make sure you're committed to helping that person and not do it for selfish reasons.
Yeah. Um, and as Joey was saying, on a Windows computer, your Windows key plus V opens up your clipboard, so that'll show the last. That's right, I forgot that they embedded this feature into Windows 11. So yeah, so you don't need an additional program. So Waffle, What's your advice to new mods? Why should they be a mod? What are they in for?
I mean, if you're gonna do something, you gotta take it seriously and do what the seller needs. Don't do what you need. You're not there just for you. You're there to help the seller and help the chat. You're not there to help yourself, really.
Okay. And Zilla.
Yeah, nope. I would just piggyback off of what's already been said. Don't do it for selfish reasons. You shouldn't have any expectations of anything in return. Yeah, all good points. Nothing to add.
Okay. Open a creative sheet. Yeah. Copy show notes from your previous show. Yeah. All great things. Well, do you guys have a topic that you'd like to talk about that I didn't bring up?
I do.
Okay.
What is, or how do you guys feel? Because I'm a buyer and I'm a mod. So do you guys ever feel any conflict about buying something and also being a mod in that chat?
Absolutely not. Because I am just a customer just like anybody else. There's no advantages of me being a mod and be able to purchase in the show. And even though I have joked in the past that I have a special button to stop the giveies, that button does not exist. I
That
wish
you
it
know
did.
of.
Rigged. But no, I'm there modding and everything else. If I see something I want, I'm gonna get it too. I mean, it's not like I get a discount or a special feature or anything because I'm modding.
Sometimes I feel like I buy a lot and I feel like I'm like taking over, I'm buying more than people. And sometimes I'll let off because it's like, I'll give other people a chance. So
But I
there's,
will tell you the perception of some people. There are some, and I've dealt with this a lot, that if a book is, say, for example, low and you're a mod and you're bidding, they might consider that you're bidding it up,
There's
which
that perception. True.
which it isn't true. Listen, if there's a book going that's a $30 book and it's only sitting at $2, and me being a seller and I can flip it, I'm sure in the fuck gonna buy it.
Yeah. But to uh, Zilla, as a mod, um, it's more perception of the chat and whatever. I get you that they're like, well, when you buy a lot, yeah, it will be a perception that, hey, um, there will be some negative stuff tied to it. Don't worry about it. Um, but it is out there. Um,
We talked
I,
about that on the show.
yeah,
I was probably about 10 shows ago where I was in a show and this guy had somebody modding and they were purposely inflating the bid. And I was like, okay, I could play this game. And I stuck your ass with those books way over what they should have been. So I wasn't modding in the show. I'm just saying is I've seen that part too. That's part of the dark side where they're trying to raise the bid, and then this is what they do. Those mods then turn around and cancel their orders after the thing, or situations like that.
That comes down to trusting your seller as well. Like, you gotta trust the people you're buying from.
yeah. I'm not a mod, but I every time Kelly goes to claim something, I claim it too just to troll her ass. It's funny.
And he's not kidding every single time.
It's yes, but who gets it 99.9999% of the time? You
Well,
do.
you're a gentleman, so thank you.
And those sellers will eventually fade.
Yeah,
let me
correct.
ask, let me ask this question. Obviously we're on the app a lot and it's a very addictive type of uh, thing that we're involved in. And so being on it so often, do you find yourself what would your advice be to people or to mods who, like, how do you stop yourself from buying everything? And maybe this is advice to me. I don't know.
Ooh.
I know I only buy from a couple sellers. I mean, I've bought from a lot of sellers, but regularly I only purchase like large amounts of books from maybe two sellers.
Mhm.
That's how I do it myself. I just make sure to keep to keep my window small.
Like, I have a list of books that I'm looking for. It's been dwindled down to almost nothing. But whenever I see a good deal, I almost can't help myself. And because I'm on all the time, I'm just buying things that I don't need. So maybe this is, talking to myself.
I
No,
would
no.
say there's that buyer's regret. I would say, but it's not really regret. It's like, fuck, I got 4 of those. I got 3 of
I
these.
got
I,
4 of those.
and one thing I will tell you that I have learned is when you know it, we've been in shows like we'll get done. I remember when Skipping used to run till 3 or 4 in the morning. I would fall asleep, wake back up. Um, it's one of those things when you start getting delirious and you start getting. I used to buy stuff and then a week later I was like, what in the hell did I buy that? Why did I buy that? Um, like your focus is not there. You're not maybe checking the things that you normally would when you want to make a purchase. Um, otherwise it's I say even though it's too good of a deal.
Right.
Sometimes it's just better to let somebody else have it and get something else there's always more. There's always something else that we want. No matter what you have, when you are collecting and you complete one collection, there's always something else. In comics, there are so many things. Like you'll start, oh, well, I'll start looking at that. So I say just go to the next collection, try to get something. And if you're a completist, ooh, that is a sickness right there, and it drives you nuts. That like I know for a fact, even though I'm not a completist, I mean I get it in my head that I am looking for a certain type book. I will spend days going on eBay, whatnot, you name it, to look for the best price and get that book in my hands.
Yeah, I think the problem I'm having is because I'm on so many shows and and I know what these books are worth. When I see a good deal, it's like, oh, that's a $20 book. I could get it for $3. The next thing you know, you've made 20 of those $3 purchases, and you really didn't need any of them.
Well, that's what I was going to say is the fact of because I had a feeling you were going to go there. It's the fact of saying, oh, okay, this is a $20 book or a $40 book for $5. Yeah, if you're going to sell it,
Which I don't.
That's
that's
where
the
we
thing.
get all
That's
these
the
new
thing.
sellers.
Yeah, exactly. It's the idea that own to answer your question, only be prepared to do that if you are prepared to become a seller, because ultimately that's what you're going to have to do at some point in order to keep your cash flow liquid.
Right.
Does
Good.
Zilla, do you sell? Do you stream?
No, no, I'm just a collector.
You're gonna soon.
Yeah, you will.
I don't even honestly know. I came on Whatnot to look for toys. I was a toy collector. And I've told this story before. I only have 50 comics from when I was a teenager and younger. I For some reason I went on the comics and started buying them. I would have never guessed ever that I would have even created my own book, much less 25 of them. It took a life of its own, and then I became a seller. I'm like, well shit, I best better sell them because that short box, that little stack that you have turns into 2 short boxes, couple long boxes. You start getting into these claim sales, and all of a sudden you got 10 short boxes. Then you got to rearrange your room and get shelving for all your short boxes. It's crazy.
Zella, I would add that if you do start streaming us, I'll say from self experience from collecting to selling my books.
Mhm.
Now I get more of a rush with the sale and seeing, oh, I bought this book for $6 and I sold it for 22. That's where the rush comes from for me now, rather than wanting to complete a whole series anymore, which is what I used to want to do. But now I'm chasing the money.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is what I'm doing. I'm trying to complete a whole series of books, and it's yeah.
Well, we'll get somebody on here that is got an interesting perspective. Uh, some of you may know him, Hungry Hippo. Um, he gets a series, like he'll complete a series like the JLA or whatever, and then he'll sell them. He doesn't care. It's more the hunt for him, and once he gets them all, then he sells them all.
Hmm.
I have a
Okay.
question to
Sure.
ask the group. Modding for modern books and modding for vintage books.
Ooh.
What do you
Very
see
different.
and how do you feel about?
I mean, there are modern books that I do collect. I go to my LCS every week and have a pull. You know, my modern collecting is a lot more narrow than my vintage collecting. Um, but I've seen that the vintage rooms, people know more. I think people are more knowledgeable in those rooms typically. Um, the modern rooms, I don't know. I don't know if it's because it's a younger crowd or what it is, but there's definitely a difference.
Um. Uh. As a person, if I was going to be the knowledge mod and know stuff, I know way more about vintage, and I do know a bunch about modern. But the problem is, modern has, especially since well mid 2000s, you've got so many variants and whatnot for every single issue where you may have a lot of issues in vintage over the years, but you really only had one copy. You had to only know so much. Um, Whereas now it's getting to be a nightmare to just keep up with everything.
Yeah, not only the variants, but also all the printings, the reprintings.
Yeah. And knowing which ones are valuable. And because sometimes second printing's more valuable than first printing. And fourth printing is more valuable in this if it's this.
Where were you going with that question, Punisher? I'm curious.
Well, I definitely agree. I think for myself, I deal with a lot more creators. For example, Deviant, Geezer, Surtur, um, and Art Critical, Hole in One, and I, it's a totally different crowd usually, and of how you moderate and everything compared to being in the JS Lesses, the Soder Pops, for example, where they have more vintage, bronze, silver, example, and bigger variety for of that books. So it's just a whole different ball game when it comes to modding. When it comes, like you said, they know it, but like as a mod too, unless the seller says the book's low grade, I don't feel like you should be the one stating it.
Yeah.
You know what? Because, and I feel like with vintage, that's where you could have some conflict. These are for new mods. These are for people that haven't done it and have not earned the trust yet and are eventually going to get into mods. For example, um, you just want to make sure that you know what you're doing when it comes to that, because if you say the wrong thing, the person that might have thought they were going to bid on that vintage book that's like ASM 300, the seller is telling them, showing them the book and telling them it's high grade. And then you call out, well, I see 5 ticks there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got banned from a show for doing that in my early days. In my early days, I was calling everything out in the chat, not realizing I was pissing people off.
So just to keep an eye on that. I was just basically asking, do you find it easier or harder to moderate in modern shows or vintage shows?
Well, I would think with the modern books, they, like you said, they're brand new books, so there is a lot less of an unknown there. You know, you're expecting a 9 point whatever. Now
I think you're managing the chat more in those kind of shows.
Yeah, I agree. And you're talking about exclusive books. Like, I'm kind of new to that arena. So like when you guys did your last blind bag drop, you know, I was kind of shocked to see that what the books were going for. I was like, oh my God, what? You know? But you know, I was new to it. So that was my first exposure. So that was a big difference for me, is just the prices. You know, a vintage book, you know what it costs. You know that a 6.0 of this book is this amount of money. A brand new book with a very low limit, limited run, could be, you know, I guess the chat will decide, but you know, to me, that's the big difference.
Well, you basically set the market.
Right.
Yeah, it's like who knew that Dork was going to sell for over $100 a week after it came out? Like, I didn't know that.
Well, the dork in the room knows flat Earth.
Yeah. Actually, I got lucky. My LCS buddy that I've known for 20 years called me up and he's like, "Hey, I got 3 copies of this. It's gone up in price. Do you want them?" And I'm like, "Sure." I'm like, "How much do you want?" He's like, we've been good. We've been friends a long time. $15." I'm like, "Well, I hope you're saying each." He's like, "I wasn't, but I am now." And I'm like, "Okay, well, you know." And hey, I flipped them quick. Um, but it comes down to, even I had I Punisher makes the joke, but I had no clue whatsoever. I was absolutely dumbfounded when I heard it. I'm like, okay, I'm like, it's great. And as Zilla brought up, there's the new white, white something or other,
White Sky.
White Sky, that I'm hearing is even better writing and whatever than even Dork. So you know, it's going to be probably the new one. But on that note, if there isn't any other questions from the panel or questions from the chat, I'll give it a second, as there's about a 15-second delay. What do you want to see? What things would you like to tell new mods, new whatever? Or if there's any questions, shout them out. If not, then we're going to go around the horn and let everybody promote each other or promote themselves.
I think we hit pretty much everything tonight.
Yep. All right. Punisher, I'll let you go first.
I want to go last.
Okay, fine.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, Kelly.
Waffle Out of Comics on Whatnot. Please bookmark and follow my future streams. I appreciate Flat Earth allowing me to be a part of this YouTube stream, so thank you very much. And nice to meet you other guys, Punisher, Rider, and Zilla. Can't wait to see you guys in some shows.
Well, you're very welcome. You're always welcome back, Kelly. I know I bust on you a lot, but it's all in fun.
Thank you. I mean that. Thank you.
Zilla?
No, I also want to thank everybody for having me on the show. It was a pleasure. Yeah, I don't sell, but I do mod on Skip and Stone's show on Sunday nights, Thursday nights, and Friday nights. I mod for Soda Pop on Tuesday night trivia and his Sunday extravaganza shows, and for Jay Celeste on Saturdays. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Nice. All right, Punisher.
First of all, I would ask everybody to please go to Fordgasm Comics. He will be launching his very first show on March 14th. If you have been on Whatnot, you have probably seen Fordgasm or tried to battle against him. He's a great guy, and he asked me to personally come down and help him launch his first show. So I will be there with him on February 14th. And 10 days from now, the 28th, Saturday, Punisher Rider and Surtur drop Vixen's blind bags, 150 blind bags, all one of ones. We have fire tickets. We have an original art sketch from Obsidian we are going to be giving away. The covers are absolutely fire. 150 different variations of 5 characters. We have so far revealed Evelyn, Mystique, Black Cat, and the Harley Who Laughs. And tomorrow night on Surtur Collectibles, we will be revealing the 5th and final Vixen. And do not miss it on Surtur Collectibles because it's going to blow your mind tomorrow night. Nobody has guessed who it's going to be, and me and Surtur think that we have gone above and beyond and something you have never seen before. So
Spoiler, it's Whoopi Goldberg. I'm telling you.
yes, yeah, it's Whoopi, yeah, and the View, yeah, it's all right there. Um, we're super super excited about that. I'm going to be flying to Florida next Friday for the drop, so it'll be Surtur and Punisher Rider together. If you were there and fortunate enough to see Villains, we had a blast. I know Zilla mentioned it earlier. Um, we just love the creativity, the fun in the show. We're not asking anybody to come by. We know sometimes the books can go for crazy amounts. We just ask you just to stop by and see the cool covers we created and the things we did. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm probably going to ask if Zilla's available, if he would not mind to moderate, because when he was in my show, I asked him to moderate for me on Saturday because I knew he would keep promoting and like he does in other shows, our drop. And that's all I can say is we are super, super excited. We work really, really hard in trying to create something amazing for you guys. And it's going to be amazing. Also, October 7th through the 9th, Punisher Rider and Surtur will be at Terrificon along with Flat Earth Santa, J.S. Less, Soder Pop, Miss Surtur, Critical Hits are all going to be at Terrificon. So come out and see us. We got a bunch of people from Whatnot that are going to be out there. So the whole entire NWO is supposed to be there. So it will be one hell of an amazing time. And again, like always, I like to thank Kelly and Zilla for being on the show. And of course, Flat Earth. This is one of the best shows. Whatnot, Why Not? I promote the hell out of it from all these new people, whether they're comic sellers or not. And we just like keep help people. And thank you, everyone.
Nice. And my promotion is Bragging Rights season 2 begins next week. So if you want to come and be part of Bragging Rights, you can sign up. I will give you the link if you ask. You can sign up, go there, um, be part of one of the Bragging Rights. Basically, it's three. If you don't know, it's 3 people come on. They show books that they've seen in the past week or possibly longer. Um, and the chat gets to vote on who they think is best. And you get to come back, and you get at the end of the year, you get a trophy, and you get to win the belt. And right now, our current champion is Richard Soder Pops Comics. He's getting the belt. He's going to show it. He's going to display it everywhere. It better be on every single show that he has. It better be hanging because you know he's going to defile it. Other than that, what not, why not every Wednesdays, and of course, um, Guess the Grade's coming back. So it's a show where you come on, you get to learn about grading comics, and we show 5 books I'm going to send off to CGC. We all guess the grade, and we'll see, uh, who's the best grader of the bunch. And at the end of the year, you get a cool slab. So there's that show, and my IG, Flatter Santa, whatnot, Flatter Santa. I appreciate the panel. Thank you for coming on, Kelly, Zilla, Punisher. You guys are awesome. Chat, we couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't do it without you. You make it amazing. Uh, Thank you very much. And if you want to stay, we can talk backstage. If not, have a great night. Chat, we'll see you guys next week. I'm going to play us out.